And I recently had an opportunity to prepare a report for the U.S. Senate Intelligence Committee. I was asked to prepare this. And I wrote it in 12 days, as a matter of fact. It's being typed as we speak. And I'm going to read my introduction to you, which I think tells the whole story about what's going on. Here's what I said in the introduction of this report. I don't know where it's going to go. I don't know if anybody's going to do anything about it. Hopefully they will. Based on 28 years' experience and research, I have determined there are thousands of victims who have been targeted by an illegal U.S. government rogue criminal enterprise that is active 24 hours a day throughout the United States. A network of victims who work with me have reached the same conclusion based on 1, their personal experience. These are the people who have come to me. 2, the significant number of victims, thousands of them. And 3, the extent and intensity of the harassment. I'm talking about micro beams, I'm talking about surveillances, I'm talking about poison gas, everything, the evil that you can think of. It is far too active to be operated and controlled by private enterprise. Private enterprise goals are to achieve financial gain. These operations require extensive financing to operate with no return on the investment. I believe these programs are financed through illegal black operations, i.e. drugs, prostitution, gambling, kidnapped children who are auctioned off as sex slaves, used as human sacrifices and body parts. I have documentation of every one of those. Absolute proof in my reports. By the way, this is a report. Speaking of my reports, this is a book that I put together that lists, and it's also on my website, tedgunderson.com, lists my research. What I'm telling you today is written up in reports and documented. I believe this well-organized, sophisticated operation has a central command located somewhere in the United States with multiple satellite offices scattered throughout the country. This criminal enterprise by this rogue element targets an individual. It is necessary in order to target them, they 1, identify the individual, 2, outline the reason the victim is targeted, and 3, document and identify the weapons and tactics being directed against him or her. So I will do that in this lecture that I'm giving right here today. When I first started out, after the McDonald case, I received some phone calls. The FBI was here talking to me about you. I filed a Freedom of Information request. I learned that I had 3 investigations of me by the FBI. Here I am. I was one of the top executives. I was interviewed for the director's job in 1975, and I'm being investigated. I was shocked. And I obtained a couple of copies of the reports. I submitted a Freedom of Information Act. I got some pages back, insignificant number of pages. But I was kind of amused because the end of the report says that consider Gunderson armed and dangerous. They should have added with knowledge. Okay. I knew they were going to indict me on a Tuesday. Thursday and Friday before that, I